intermittent fasting, extended fasting. What are these terms? Why are all these people going for hours and hours and some going for days not eating? Let me talk a little bit about that, but I want to focus on the eating part because that is what we do really well in the Eat Like a Bear community. We eat and, eating for the long game. So let me mention a little bit about all this. First of all, intermittent fasting refers to a model of eating in which you're like strategically timing your food. And so I'm a one meal a day person. To lose the 140 pounds, I ate mostly the ridiculously big salad in 1 hour. And so maybe from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., I was eating that salad. And then from 11 a.m. until around 10 a.m. the next day or whenever I got around to it, depending on my schedule, I would eat again. But in those 23 hours, I was eating what? A handful of nuts? No, I was eating nothing at all because that is when I was fasting. Now, also, people are doing fasts for longer, fasts for shorter. Okay, first of all, my husband is a good example. When he has tried to trim down and has done very well with this, he might eat in 5 hours, in which case, so 24 minus 5 is 19. So 19 hours, he's not eating. He's drinking water. He's maybe drinking some coffee, but he's not eating in that time. He's eating all of his nutrition in 5 hours. So maybe he starts eating at about 9 a.m. and finishes eating by 2 p.m. So that too is another model of intermittent fasting. It's a little less strict than my model of 1 hour. And then we see some people who might skip an entire day of nutrition and do a 48-hour fast. And so that might be from Sunday lunch so Sunday lunch, they've eaten Sunday, they skip Monday eating entirely and might eat again Tuesday lunch. That is a 48-hour fast, and you can imagine that a 72-hour fast is if you stopped eating Sunday lunch, you skipped Monday, you skipped Tuesday, and you're eating lunch on Wednesday. That's the basic idea, and the reason someone would do a longer fast that I realize might sound a little bit nutty is basically as a reset. And I did this in my rapid weight loss phase, but I kind of did it for psychological reasons, and I'm going to explain that. But let me first say that what it will do for you, and this is like for like people with like not needing to worry about taking medications with food and with just sort of normal health, skipping one day of food is usually not a very big deal. I mean, it is up here because who wants to ever skip food ever? But typically it's not a super big deal to do it once you get past that. And what it does is it can really control your hunger hormones and other hormones that affect weight loss. It's like a great reset of your hormones. It's really pretty powerful. And so in my rapid weight loss phase of losing 100 pounds in 8 months, which was my rapid weight loss phase, I in total lost 140 pounds. However, in that phase, what I was doing, because I really was just kind of doing it on my own, kind of in my own deep pit without really any real reasons, except some of it was completely psychological. I had these days where I felt like so hungry, like baby hunger, like I just am such a big baby today and I just want to eat. I mean, surely I'm not starving. And so rather than like I don't know, reading something about intermittent fasting and realizing that that's the hunger hormones and I can like do something about it by doing a 48-hour fast. That's not why I did it. I did it because I was like the drill sergeant. You're hungry. I'm going to show you hunger. I'm going to show you hunger. And we're not going to eat for another day. And that's how I got through those 8 months. When that hunger would creep up, I'm like, Amanda, that is nothing. I'm about to show you hunger. Don't be such a baby. So that was my own internal talk that got me to half my size. Okay, but there were biological reasons why it was working. And this is why people do those like shorter extended fasts. And so you're going to see that in the community. You're going to see people doing that and like the reset, pushing the reset button. And that's what those shorter extended fasts are for. However, let me focus on like, think about what you have here. Think about especially, I mean, if you got a lot of weight to lose and you're like in the longest grind of your life, there's some weight loss approaches out there that are really big on fasting because people have learned, like, if you don't eat, you're going to lose weight pretty quick because you're not eating. Not to be obvious about it, but then people are like, okay, well, let's get down to the goal weight by not eating. Well, there's a little long game problem with that, right? In that, like, it's kind of good to eat. It's good to have like current nutrition. having like a 48, a 72-hour fast, it's okay. I mean, that's not a big deal. And in a week's time, you're still eating 5 big meals that are totally loaded with nutrition. Especially if you're following my model, you're eating as much as the bariatric model, even if you're skipping like 2 days a week. I mean, even just 5 ridiculously big salad meals a week is far superior nutritionally to like the bariatric model of eating, which people don't seem to have a problem with. And so the point is that's a good balance of current nutrition, but the sort of like I'm just going to sort of fast it all off doesn't strike the balance really well. But also let's think about the habit that you're creating, because right now, especially if you have lots of weight to lose, be mindful. You're working on a habit right now, and you could have a powerful new habit at the end of this that like I developed that I never even appreciated I was developing. And I will tell you, it's mine to keep, and I am so grateful. And here's the point. When you eat a meal every single day for like a year and you're very regimented about it, you can't help but come out of this whole process with a new habit. Like I never even really liked salads before, okay? And now I just want my salad. I need it. I associate it with success. I feel full. I feel satisfied. I want to eat it. It's part of the habit I've created. Oh my gosh. I mean, it has been life-changing. Now think about the alternative where I just sort of fasted it all off and then I came out. I don't have a habit of eating. I mean, you need a habit of eating for the long game. I mean, not to be overly obvious, but what we do in the Eat Like a Bear community so well, really, is like teach you how to eat. And so don't overlook that point as you're choosing what you're doing and you're choosing your options for the day. And you might get really super tempted. I mean, truly, I know about desperation. And you might think, boy, if I fasted for an entire month, how much would I lose? Yeah, I mean, you can lose like a pound a day on a fast, and you always want to lose 10 because I tell you, the fasts, you're like, I deserve more. You always deserve more. I'm with you. But you start getting tempted by stuff like that. But I want you to think about those habits that you're creating and like really embrace that part of this and be mindful of them and make your decisions based on some of that as well. So the habits you're creating, that has value in itself. And even though you might be tempted with like sort of more extreme fasting ideas, some of us are going to be tempted because some of us are much more extreme than others, okay? But balance it against this huge, huge value of the habit that you're creating with these things you're doing every single day. That's the stuff for keeps right there. That is for keeps, and I don't want you to overlook it in like all of this noise out there of fasting and what do you do. My big message about what you do is you got to get through the grind. You got to get through it. But what is that habit? Wow, if you could have a habit that's like based on like a whole foods approach to like being all trim and being able to do the things that you want to do out in a place like this. Whoa, okay. Do not overlook that point. Don't overlook it. All right, so that's what I want you to think about as you think about like all these models of extended fasts, of intermittent fasting, is what is the habit that you're creating, and also the current nutrition issues. So I want you to get like lots of good nutrients because that's your long game thing too, right? I mean, you got to be fueled if you're out here at a place like this, like on the hikes. So, okay, that's it, and I'll catch you later.